Hey, what is up guys? It's ExcuseMeImJack, and welcome to my first ever Jurassic World Evolution 2 tutorial series. So, it's gonna be mostly like a tutorial world. So, we're going to be doing it one enclosure at a time until we fill up this entire map with our tutorials. So, at the end of this, there's gonna be the entire download. I'm not gonna send them out one by one. I'm gonna do them as a whole. So when this whole map is built, I'm gonna upload it to Nexus. So this is a no mod tutorial, so I'm not using any mods at all. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So we're starting off with the T-Rex, T-Rex Kingdom type of thing. So we have our main pathway, right? So I just set up an arrival point at this little corner. The area had no trees to begin with, so I didn't remove any trees. I just placed it here. And it's next to the airport. So I added. So the pathway is 6 long pathways. So as far as you can go, 6 times until you get to here. I don't really have to explain, connecting these. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start setting up the actual enclosure. So we want to make sure that this is the viewing gallery is even with the pathway, and we want it to go out quite a little bit. So right there should be fine. Alright, so what we're going to want to do now is add a little tail to the pathway. So this is what I call tails. They're like the smallest you can go. Like, instead of like moving it like outward without moving your cursor. So when you actually, once it snaps, and when you click on it, and you don't really have to move your cursor unless it's to change the direction, right? So, click on it, that's a tail. It's the smallest you could possibly go without it folding in on itself. Alright, so that's one of the terms I'm going to be using in this series. The next one we're going to be doing is wings. So, an example of a wing is if you do a tail right here and a tail right here. A wing is this. So, you do a tail that is like 90 degree or whatever, and then you have this angle right here. Okay, because you're not able to do that when it's just without a wing. If you add a wing, it makes you do another angle. So you can do this possibly like multiple ways. So you can do it like that and like that, and then it makes it only able to do this way. Then what you can do is you could also turn it like that, and it lets you do it this angle. So there's multiple ways you can do this, but I'm gonna just stick with having it like that. Alright, cool. So the next one I am going to be using is like just number. So this is one fence, the longest you can go, one fence. Okay. And if I add another number in front of it, 2 fences would be 1, 2. So yeah. Alright, so after we have our fences down right here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set 2 more viewing galleries, and we want to make sure that it's close as possible to what this one looks like, to like this fence. So we want to place it like that. And we want to do this to the same side. That. Okay. And then you want to add tails for pathways. Okay. Connect that, and then have it curved, and again connect to the middle one. Nice. So we have our main viewing area. Alright. The next thing we need to do is we actually have to make the enclosure. So we have 2 on this side, we have 2 on this side, and we have 1 in the middle technically. So what we want to do is we want to increase. So I actually want to connect the pathway so we can see the possible view area, right? So that's the view area. What we want to do is we want to add a wing on both of these sides. So one right there and one right here. Okay. And then we want to take this at this angle. So we want to add one right there and you want to add one fence right there. Okay. So here what we're going to do is we're going to put a viewing platform, right? So we're going to put one viewing platform right here. We want to make sure that it kind of is in the center. And then we're going to want to do it on the other side as well. Okay. Kind of in the center. Boom. Alright, cool. And then we want to connect that. So we want to do a tail. And then we want to do another tail right here. And we want to delete these wings that are right here. We can delete these two as well. Wings are usually temporary. Then you want to have one pathway right there and then one pathway on this side. Okay. Then this is where you have to like take your own guess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna guess from the end of this fence. I'm gonna toggle curved and see as it doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna try that again. So what would probably be easier if I did it like this. If I went to the end of this fence with this pathway instead. And then I drag this one to the end of the pathway. And it goes like that. So I'll do this again right here. So I'm using this right here as a guide. So I'm gonna drag this to the end right there. And then I'm gonna drag this one to the end right there. And then I'm gonna connect them with a curve. Okay, so symmetrical, very symmetrical. But that's going to change right now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to add a wing right here. And then we're going to add two. Wait, no, that wasn't a wing. We're going to add a wing and then add two. So 1, 2. Okay. And then we're going to add another wing. And then we're going to have it go outward. Actually, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that these line up. So we're going to use the small fences. And we're going to use them as rulers, basically. So, yeah. Okay, so we can actually delete this entire area right here. Because this is where it has to make the most sense when it comes to the ends of it. So that's snapped to that end, and this is snapped to this end. Alright, cool. So this is very important that this area is the most symmetrical. Okay. So, as you can see, it isn't. So what you're going to want to do is actually get rid of the viewing platforms and these fences right here. Okay. So this is very important because if you don't do this correctly, it's going to mess up everything else. Alright, so it's good that we went back because I kind of noticed that I didn't count that correctly. So, the issue that we had was because of this. This isn't technically one fence right here, between here and right here. That isn't considered one fence because it's like, I didn't like completely drag it out. So what we're going to be doing is, since this is the end, what we're going to do here is we're going to add a wing here, and we're going to add a wing here. And we're going to connect this. So, yeah, as it obviously it doesn't go all the way, so you want to just add a pillar in the middle somewhere. Doesn't really matter where. And then connect it like that. Okay? So it is even right here if you really wanted to, you know, check it right there. But we don't really need that right there, so we're just gonna get rid of it. Okay. So, good thing that we checked that, because that would have turned out horrible if we didn't. Now we can place back our viewing platforms, right? Try to make it as even as possible. Okay. Right there. Okay. We have to do it here. Nice. Now we can just add our tail. And then connect it to there. And do it on this side as well. Our tail, and then connect it. Alright, cool. So since that is fixed, you can tell that we have a big area covered, right? So if we go show view, why is this on this side? Okay, so you have this whole area covered. And you can see back there if you want to, but yeah. Right. Now what we want to do is we want to delete this fence and delete this fence. Okay. And I think it doesn't matter if we add a wing because we can't really, because we want to make this one go to this way. So that's that. And then on this side we wanted to have it go to this way, so you want to add a wing. So actually it would be better if you just get rid of that. Add a wing that way, and then have it go to this way. Right. Right, I'm not going delusional. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, then you want to use the rulers again. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to connect it to, you want to delete these ones actually, because you don't need these ones anymore. And then you want to snap it to this, and then you want to drag it across. So that. That. And then you want to have it go one tail, okay, and then you want it to go upward. So this one is actually in our way, so we're gonna get rid of that one real quick. Like that. Alright, so now that we have that, we can connect this one to it. We don't want it to connect to the corner, we want it to connect to the actual thing. Right. Actually, no, we don't want it to connect to the corner. That was my mistake. We wanted to actually have a tail right there. So you can see how I did that. Just add a tail. Okay. Then we can delete this. And then we can connect this. Alright. So we have like a diamond shape almost. So what we want to do now is we want to get our hatchery, and then we want to put it right here. So, you know, just enough space for the hatchery. Boom. Alright. So now what we want to do is, we have this side set up, so we want to have this side set up. So we want to add a wing there, and we want to have it go out too. Okay. We actually need to delete these ones too. Okay. And then, yeah, it's important that we add a wing. Wait. What the hell? Hold up. This shouldn't be this symmetrical. Okay, I messed somewhere up. So this is... Technically this is 2. This is 1. Wait. 2, 1, 1, 2. Oh no, this is right. Okay. I... Okay, so this back area. So this back area is supposed to be for the Tyrannosaurs. So if I connect this, it really... Oh, let me check something real quick. So we want to add our wing here and have it go out this way. So like an actual 90 degree angle. Wait, hold up. No, that's not correct. Okay, well, what the hell? Alright. So you want to have this go out 2. Okay. We want this one to go out 2. And what we want to do here is we want to add a wing. And then we want to add a 1 right there. And then we want to delete this one. We want to add a wing here. And then we want to have it go out 1. Alright. We want to have a wing on the outside. A wing on the outside. Okay. Have it go straight. Okay. Let's get rid of this vegetation real quick. Note that I didn't remove a lot of the trees that were already placed. I'm not gonna, like, you know, really ruin the area. So we want to add another wing. We want to have it go out 1. Do another wing. Go out 1. And then we want to connect these two, so we can add a wing, and then boom. Another wing, and then boom. Alright. So it looks weird in shape, but that's for a specific reason. So, my original one kind of looked like this, but it still doesn't. So as you can see, it only has this area set up. What we want to do is we actually want to go to the Fish and Wildlife and get their viewing galleries for right here and right here. Okay. So we have our main park, and then we have our little operations area. So another thing you could really do if you really wanted to is add a fence in the middle of this. So it can be a big one or it can be a small one, doesn't really matter. And then we could add this fence. Right. Another step we can go is we can go out out one this way and out one this way. Add 2 wings. And have that connected to the center. Alright. And then we can go boom, 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 boom. Alright. Then we can delete the center door. And then we can put 2 doors on the outside. So, one right there, and then one right here. Okay? Then we can delete the middle ones, and then we can connect these 2. And then we can, like, if we want to, we could, you know. Obviously, we can connect it right there as if we wanted to as well. I didn't do this one correctly. Oops. Okay, cool. So, you know, looks kind of cool, kind of intimidating. We're gonna open this because this is just for decoration, because this area alone isn't enough for the dinosaurs. But if we add this area, it will definitely be like enough. So, other than that, what we can do now is we can connect our operations area. Okay, so you can set that tail there. And we could have this go out to the end of the building, and then we could have this go out like that. Okay. Same again here, and have it angled. Nice. Okay. Then we want to have this one go out to the end of the fins, and then have it do an angle here. Nice. And if we want, we could plot this one, and then plot this one, and then delete the middle, and then curve it. So that's another easy way to curve things. Now what we can do is connect the 2 research galleries. So I'm gonna call the Department of Fish and Wildlife ones research galleries, because they are actually called research galleries. I knew that's what they are called. But yeah. Okay, so we want to go to the end. That. We want to do it here as well. Okay, then we want to add our 2 wings. Okay, and then we want to fix this up a little bit. Okay, like that. Okay, then what we can do is just connect it to there, and boom. We have our 2 viewing galleries set up. Okay, now we have to connect our 2 research galleries to a hatchery. Okay. So what I'm going to do though first is I'm going to set up the gates here as well. So. Oh no, wait. What I should do first though, actually, hold up, is since I have all the viewing galleries and everything set up, what I need to do is I need to do the decoration fences. So we're going to be taking the level 4 fences and then dragging them out as much as we can. Right there. Okay. And we're gonna drag it until, oh, apparently it's not gonna click. Okay, cool. It's gonna click there. So it's gonna snap. And then boom, we have that one set up. Okay. And when it comes to here, we wanna have the tail. Then have another tail. And connect those 2. Okay. Tail. Tail. Connect. Okay. I'm gonna do a tail here. And you wanna do a tail here. Okay. So we want to make that go all the way over there. Want to add that. And then we want this to go all the way over there. Okay, cool. We could also connect this one if we wanted to as well right here. Note that these fences right here are in front of these and in front of the viewing platforms, but they're not going to be in front of the viewing galleries or the research galleries, because if you put them in front of them, let me show you. If you put them in front of them, it'll look like this, and it doesn't really look well. There's a second floor of the viewing gallery, but unfortunately you can't switch floors, so you only see like the fins. And some people might like that, some people might not. I don't like it per se because, you know, when you look like this, it just looks so much better. And even when you look to the left and right, you do see the fences, and it looks kind of scary, knowing that you're literally just a glass away from, you know, death. Alright, what we want to do here is we want to drag that all the way out, and then have this one go right there, that, then connect those two. Okay, you connect it in the middle there, and then you can delete that. Okay, connect those. Then we have to do the same thing on this side with the that we did to the other viewing gallery. Boom, boom, boom. Drag this all the way over there. And then drag this one all the way over there. Okay. Then drag this one. We can delete the wings on the outside of the building. I kind of forgot to do that earlier. Looks like it was all of it actually. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. So we could add this one right here, add this one, delete that, connect to the corner, delete this one, connect it to the corner. Okay, and then for the actual hatcher, what we can do, since it's not going to let us connect to that one, is, as you can see, we can connect it to that one, but we want to go to where it says obstructed and see where the red line is. And you want to go a little bit in front of that and then connect it like that. Okay. We should delete this wing though. Okay. And we could do it right here too, so, you know, we can go out a little bit. And then we could go until where it says obstructed. Okay, apparently I can go all the way that far. But since this is another corner, I'm gonna go like that. Okay. Delete that. And then have this. Okay. Okay. Then delete these two real quick. Sometimes the delete one doesn't work for some reason. Okay. Track that. Alright. And we could make up some tails. Can we, please? No, not right here. Okay. We can make up the tail right here. It's gonna flash. It's gonna flash for a little while. You might want to just, you know, try to control that a little bit. Cool. So since we have this one done, we can get rid of this and replace that now. Alright. Like that. You just want to keep doing this all the way around. So I'm gonna fast forward so we don't spend all of our time on this. So, doop 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 doop. Alright, so we did the inside. Are you guys, are you ready? Are you ready? It's time for the outside now. Alright, I think the outside should be easier. I don't really remember how it turned out for me. But yeah, let's do the outside. Actually, no, we could wait until last to do the outside because there are some things that I'm going to have to add before I do the outside ones. So, no, we got saved there. We got saved. All right. So, what we want to do is we want to finish up our pathways. So, we can go right here, add a, nope, add a wing, add a, hello? Add a wing, have it go over here, and have this one, go right there, connect to there, boom. Alright, cool. So since this is the back area, it doesn't really matter if we make it like hexagonal or whatever, like, you know, curves or no curves. Yeah. We could set this to the facility path too, if you guys have it unlocked. I think that's from the Department of Fish and Wildlife, if I'm correct. We might have to place this one though as a different pathway. Yeah. Maybe we should do like that. I like the facility paths for the non-guest areas, so I actually know they're not for the guests. Okay, cool. Like that. Perfect. Alright. So another thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this little corner right there. And we're gonna have our luxury main thoroughfare go extend that way, and then we connect it to the circle, then delete the extension, and then redo the extension with the main thoroughfare. Okay? Like that. Alright. So what we also want to do here is we want to actually get rid of these two middle ones, and then we want to have it go and out quite a bit actually. So we can go out one, go out one right there, and then from there connect it. Right. Right. Alright, cool. Actually no. Um let's have it the way it was before. That doesn't look right. Alright, cool. Now this is where the decorations come in. So what we want to do is we want to extend this one out all the way as much as we can, and extend this one out as much as we can as well. Okay? Okay. Okay. So I just use that to count. So it's technically the same width as 4 tails. So we can go 1, 2. Okay? And then we can go 1, 2. And then we can connect it to the center. Like that. Okay? Then connect it to the center. Alright. So the main thing with the shops is that they don't really look well on curves. So what we want to do is we want to set up our luxury path and have it go out all the way over there. Okay. Then we want to do that here too. So we want to have it go out too, like that. Okay. We might actually be able to get away with having it go out one, or not even one, but having it go out. This is where the math has to kick in. Okay. So right there and right there. Okay. So from these two, we go and we connect our corners. Nice. Okay, then we could replace this one as well. And then we could delete these two tails. Okay, then we can do this as well. So like right here. Okay, so that's the end of the straight one. Cool. Alright, cool. And then we could have this go out like that. And then we could have it go out. And then connect to that. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's like even like all the way. What matters is that we actually have this area set up. Alright. So the next thing we're going to want to do is we are going to want to connect this and have it like make an angle. So it can go out like that. Okay. You want to do the same thing on the other side. So at this point you're just eyeing it out. So this looks alright. Alright. So it looks like some gravity falls type of stuff. So next thing you want to do is you want to actually connect these. So you want to make this entire area concrete. Okay. So what we may want to do is, so we have these main pathways, like, alright, we might want to just make these pathways go horizontally and not vertical, because the guests will actually get confused with them. Okay. So you want us to start off at the middle. So you have like a straight line. Okay. That. And we're just gonna fill in this entire area with the luxury paths. So it does come to areas like this where you have to actually improvise. So, you know, you just try to make it angles and angles and angles. That is basically the whole trick. So let's do that. I would like to note that there are sometimes something like this where they overlap the road. That's because you're connecting it to the road instead of like here into the other path. So it goes underneath. It's in here. It's like that. That's why something like that's happening. Like that. Nice. Alright. Alright, so we have this pathway done. What we want to do though is we want to make this outer one concrete as well, and then change this one that's on the inside to the fancy one. And then what you may need to do is delete some of it and then attach it to this. Okay, and then you're gonna have to redo this one. Okay, but after you've done that, you have your main little court area. Okay. So we can fill the rest of this with like trees and everything. We want vegetation since we just basically built an area that is pretty open with roads. Yep. And you want to add some of your amenities like your restrooms. We want to put like the restrooms right here. Okay. Let's see if that actually helps a little bit. Alright, cool, that does. But you can see the area that it like takes up. So it is important that your guests can actually get to them. Obviously they can just go around, but that's not gonna work well. Now what we are going to want to do is we're going to want to fill this entire area up with umbrellas, open and closed. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so we placed on all our umbrellas. That's a lot of umbrellas, right? It's like something you see in like Disneyland or whatever, right? So what we also want to do now is we want to add some of our other decorations. So we want to add our lights to the sides right here of our viewing platforms. Okay. Alright, so every light's there. Now what we can do is we could either put our lights in the middle or on the corners. So I like them when they're actually in like the middle of the pathways. So I'm gonna do one right there, and I'm gonna do one right there. Okay. I'm gonna do another one in the middle right here. Okay. Then I'm gonna do that for all of these sides. So boom, boom, and boom. Okay. So as you can see, I like everything to be almost symmetrical. Okay, like that. Perfect. Another thing we can do is we can set up these planters. Okay. So we want big planters only. We don't want any of the smaller ones. So actually let's replace that one. Cool. We want to do big planter, and it's along this one. Okay, cool. Big planter, big planter. Delete this chair. Alright. Big planter. Big planter. Alright. So this is like our lunch area, right? So this is one of the smaller planters, so we're going to use that later on. But we want to do our other big planter, which is the rocks. So what we want to do is we want to take that and put that between the two planters. It doesn't really have to be even. I mean, as long as it's not like that. Something more along the lines of even. Something like that. Okay. And then we put this one between these two. Okay. And then we take our other ones and put them, the smaller ones, and put them in between. So we could put any of them, but we want it to be the plants and not the skull. So we can do rocks as well if we want. So rocks, and then rocks. Cool. Okay. So we have our little main area. So the planters and rocks are just supposed to be like, you know, a divide between this area and this area, since this is the main street. Okay. And instead of having this modern light there on this side, we can put the smaller ones out on the corners. Okay, like that. Something like that. Okay. And we can do that in the insides as well. And it doesn't look bad. Alright. Cool. So now we can add these little Jurassic banners if we want to. I'm not going to. I don't feel like they look nice here. But what I want to do now is I want to set up this area. So I wanted to save our skulls for here. So I wanted to add a skull right there, and I wanted to do a skull right here. Okay, like that. Okay, and then what we can do now is we can either add our chairs, right? And we don't want to add too many, that it just, you know, totally overshadows the skull. So we want to add enough. Okay, like that. Alright, so we have our main lunch area, right? And then like later on we could add some of our amenities over here, right? So you can pick up your food and you can go eat at the lunch area. But But another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to take the small flower ones and put them on the ends right here. So I want to do it here as well. Cool. Like that. Okay. Nice. So what we want to do now is add these things. So outside of this one, we want to add this in front of the light. Okay. And do it right here as well. And we want to add these smaller ones in front. Okay. That. Like that. Like that. And we could add these ones as well if we want to. Yeah. Alright. So we can add more of the scenery right here. Okay, so rock. Rocks. Okay. So cool. We have all this done. What we also can do is we can put more of these scenery objects along the pathway. So something like that. Something like that. And something like that. Okay. Then we could add the smaller ones. So like the flowers. Note that I don't really want to use the skulls. I want to just have the skulls in the corners right there. Okay, cool. Then we could add more flowers right here and more flowers right there. Nice. Cool. So our main pathways are the sides, the middle, and then this one right here. So we don't really want to block them off. I have some. Thank you. Alright. Alright, so what we want to do on the sides right here is we want to go out some and then go all the way to there. We want to do that on the other side as well. Something that would be better right here, though, instead of having it randomly, we can connect it to that one and then have it like that. So it actually kind of looks and makes sense a little bit more. Yeah. Then we just take this one, that. That. Then we can either have this one don't connect to the. Yeah, I should connect to this one. Okay. I've connected that. Have this one connect like that as well. Okay. So this way we could have more decorations. Okay. So we could have some that go right here. Right here. And then we have our rocks. And we could alternate them right here as well. Hatchery. Cool. And then we could add our small lights on the side of these. So, small lights, small lights, small lights, small lights, small lights, the small lights. Small lights, small lights, and oh, that's not the last one. Okay, there, and right there. Okay. Then we want to put umbrellas again. So you know, I wasn't joking when I was saying that we're gonna put a lot of umbrellas down. Cool. We want to put the tables and chairs. Some more. As well. Okay. Now we want to do it on this side. So, you know, just random. Okay. Just add some more, and boom. So we have our eatery area done. We have our little viewing galleries. Okay. Now if you look at it, you should have as much as possible. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna place the large amenity zone. I'm gonna place a shelter. And I'm gonna start placing them again. So yeah, maybe a bit more food, so okay. So I'm gonna decorate these in a bit, and then I'm gonna show them after. But let's just focus on the actual Tyrannosaurs. So what we're also gonna have to do is we're gonna have to set up an operations center. So it's gonna be back here. So I have like this little random pathway that goes all the way back here. Okay. We should probably make this similar to here. So it goes like this. It goes like that. Very cool. Now we can have our operations, so we can have our control center. Actually make the control center like right here. That doesn't look even. Fudge. Okay. Then we could have our science center. We could have our expedition center. They're very close together, like always. Okay. And we could have our one staff center that we need to train the people. So we can just put that like right here. Okay. Now we just need our response facility. And And we're gonna actually put that one right about here. Okay. And then we're going to add a fence here. So, boom. We can add the fence on this side. Delete the middle one. And then connect these two. Nice. So our thing can go inside and out. Alright, we can place the enclosure there. And then we can do another one back here. Okay. So now what we want to do is we're going to hire people and we're going to synthesize our dinosaurs. So, yeah. Alright, so I just determined that I'm just going to click randomize. Oh, why is it doing that one? Okay, I'm just going to click randomize. Looks alright. That one's already... this one should be the Boba though, huh? Boba? Boba. There you go, there's the Boba. Okay. Then we could set this sign to... what is this? Sushi? Sushi. There we go. Okay. Ready. This one is action figures. Okay. Okay. And then these shops don't really have to matter, so I'm just gonna do that. I'll do this some other time. I don't really have importance to this right now, since this is not a part of the main build. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Alright. I said I was gonna do... oh. Alright, I need to hire scientists and synthesize things, huh? Yeah, let me do that real quick. I don't think I have to upgrade them, obviously, since I'm not gonna really be doing anything with them. Okay, let's go get the T-Rex. Modify them. Crap. I want to make them... let's do 1997. Yeah, let's do 1997. Okay. Then I want to make them humble. Like 100% humble. Have them social. And they can be intolerant. I don't care. Okay.
So we have needing this one. And then we need to set you up as zero. We can no, we can't. There we go. There's our map now. So we can get our 10, and then we can get our 8. Now I should be able to get them right. There we go. Cool. Let's just get these guys to incubate. And let's think of it. I go from this one to this one. So. Okay, alright. Okay, have it random. Okay. Now let's add some blocks. And we'll just select random. We can't really spam a lot of blocks like we did with the mod. Because there's actually boundaries on these things. So, right. Let's incubate these guys so we can do 1, and the other 1. Cool. So that gives us some time to finish up our enclosure. I want to add quite a bit of rocks. We want it to look kind of natural to the point where it's not natural. Kind of stranger. We really like this one. None of them look right. So we're like at the part of the tutorial where it's kind of like you can pretty much do whatever you want. Because the enclosure is big enough that it doesn't really matter like what you do to it. As long as you just don't place on the load trays, you should be alright. Both my T-Rexes are done, so let's get to it. Let's place some. Actually, no, let's place some of these light features here. This area is just pink, you know. The red one's like being efficacious. Nice. Want to like keep some lines that are really to go. And we want to add our 2 goats, so we have one right there. And we have one right here. Okay, cool. And then we add our sand. I'm gonna wait for you guys to come out. Okay, it's dinosaurs.
Alright. See how much sand you guys need. So I'm just gonna, whatever, I always make the outline of the river out of sand. Because I feel like that's where the sand would be out of everything. Other than that, I just mix things up. Like this area should have a little bit of sand. Nice. Then we can have our forest since they need the forest. Okay. Nice, they're taking advantage of both areas. Alright. That should be perfect. Let's go. Alright, so we have our enclosure for both of our T-Rexes. So we have our research area, our redwoods, and then we have our actual visitor area. Nice. So yeah. Looks amazing. Let's go into capture mode. Okay. And We have 2 Rexes. Nice. I love this biome. Oh yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful. We're gonna fill up this entire area with enclosures in the future, but this is our Tyrannosaurus area. Kind of losing my voice here. I've been talking for like an hour and a half. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Bye guys.